Not quite sure. Okay, now we're live. Hello, hello. I know I come on here usually in the morning or afternoon. It's been crazy days lately, lots of work getting done for my new program that I will be launching in the next 3 to 4 months. What I do want to go over though is how the gluten free diet has changed my life, how it's changed over 10 of their clients' lives since January 2021, and if it's a good fit for you or not. And I just kind of want to go over the benefits, who needs to be on a gluten free diet, and why it has worked so well for my clients. So, how to eat off plan without delaying progress on a gluten free diet is mainly what I'm going to be going over, but I will be going over the very basics of the gluten free diet. But how to eat off plan is a question that I get very often, and honestly, I can say there's no program for a client's nutrition that is a one size fits all. But what I can say is I honestly feel my approach to properly having off plan food has proven to be successful in every client I worked with in the year of 2021. Now, I don't believe in eating chicken broccoli out of a Tupperware container every day for every meal. I know from my experience when doing that, I always gain back the weight due to it being boring, repetitive, and unsustainable. I'm a foodie, I love food. I have an adult disabled man that I take care of, Pat. Some of you have seen him on here. He's my brother and he loves trying new food, and it's grown on me. I love trying new food too. But since we both have enjoyed eating and have both successfully changed our bodies using this method, it's always the first method I try with clients due to it being so easy, sustainable, and the type of client that I do target. So, regardless of what nutrition plan you're following, I found the best way to make cravings disappear, eat what you want in moderation for an entire day, and still get stellar results if you are an endomorph body type. In the blog that this video will be corresponding to, I will list the body type link test so you can figure out if this is a sustainable diet for you or not. So sorry. Anyways, so if you're interested in learning about the plan that I've transitioned and had over, like I said, 10 successful women change their body compositions completely, I encourage you to keep watching this live. It might be a game changer for you. It quite definitely could be. So basically, how I started my gluten free diet. It all started with Chris, who's my current boyfriend. He's the love of my life. And we started a health journey in 2021. Chris and I were together about almost 2 years then. And for 2 years, he's been trying to get me to go to a gluten free diet and trying to get me to transition to that. And I've been really stubborn because I didn't realize how easy it was and how many options are out there for gluten free now. But I finally caved in to help us both eat healthier. He has celiac disease, so I wanted to control that. And I was hoping that I'd get some killer results. So the aesthetic results I've got in a short 6 months are nothing short of amazing, but really sold me as a way it mentally and physically affected me. I have more energy. I've eliminated all cravings. I hardly get hangry, which everyone knows is a huge problem for me. I'm a super bitch when I'm hungry. Hardly happens anymore. Actually, it happened today because I haven't ate since I think it was noon and it's 7 and I just ate. But if I keep up with my meals, I'm fine. And I do not feel like I'm missing out on my life due to my nutrition choices. I do not feel like I am eating shit food that doesn't taste good. I do not feel like I am being trapped in a corner with chicken and broccoli and Tupperware. Fuck that shit. Like, I'm so over fitness pros going with that approach for every single client because it's not how it should be. At least not in my area of expertise, because I do deal with endomorph and mesomorph blends, which I'll get into in a second. So what it comes down to, what is gluten free? Gluten free is a group of proteins found in wheat, barley, and rye. Gluten is responsible for giving dough an elastic texture, as well as baked goods that gets that light, chewy texture. Who should avoid gluten? Well, these are the three main groups, and I'll kind of go into details about why my clients are following in these main groups. So the first one, my clients don't usually fall in, but it's people with celiac disease. Celiac disease is an autoimmune condition where people should always avoid gluten. Gluten triggers an immune response that damages the small intestine. This is where most of the nutrients are absorbed, the small intestine. So it's very conflicting with their health if they keep eating gluten. 1 in 100 people have celiac disease. It can cause gastrointestinal issues, nutrient deficiencies, headaches, and impaired growth, which in relation affect body recomposition. So if you're eating gluten and you're working out and you're eating healthy, might be that you need to go gluten-free. Just throwing that out there. Hold on, I got a call coming in. Give me 1 second. Okay, anyways, back to this call. So sorry, guys. Another type of people that should not eat gluten are people with Demetrius herpetiformis, something like that. I looked it up. I was trying to get all the details for you guys. But this is another form of celiac disease. Eating gluten causes the immune system to attack the skin rather than the small intestine, and it's very painful. It has a bumpy rash. The small intestine is not affected in this case, but people with this disease could develop intestinal cancer due to eating gluten, so it does have long-term effects. And these are the people that my clients are. People with gluten sensitivity. This generally just means you're not able to properly digest gluten, and eating it will typically cause bloating, gas, constipation, or diarrhea. If that sounds like you when you're eating carbs, come see me. It isn't medically necessary for these people to avoid gluten in this case, but it would combat these uncomfortable symptoms, giving them a higher quality of life, which everyone wants a higher quality of life. I know I do. That's why I do my health. That's why I take care of myself. A lot of the clients I work with, like I said, have gluten sensitivity and benefit from going gluten-free because some of the benefits are no inflammation, little to no brain fog, cravings are basically eliminated, and they are no longer hangry. Why are they gluten insensitive? I typically deal with endomorph, mesomorph body blends. There is a link in this blog where you can figure out what type your body type is to see if this may be a good fit for you or not. Endomorphs, in particular, are very carbon tolerant. I do not cut carbs. Every food group, or every macronutrient, I guess is better to say, proteins, fats, and carbs, is essential to your diet. And if you're cutting out one of them, your life approach for health is not sustainable. You're not going to be able to keep it off. But they're carbon sensitive, so I eliminate gluten, which is found in a lot of simple carbohydrates, like bread, crackers, pasta, stuff like that. And I replace it with gluten-free options that mimic the same food. So like Ezekiel bread instead of Schwebel. What else did I say? Gluten-free brown rice and quinoa pasta rather than egg noodle. You know, it just comes down to the matter of disciplining yourself to buy the right things. But what do you eat on a gluten-free diet with me? I'm a huge believer in the 80-20 principle. I always will be, regardless of what diet I'm doing. This means you focus 80% of the food you consume with nutrient-dense whole foods and 20% with whatever you like can fit in your macronutrient plan, parentheses. Typically, my clients set a day during the week where they fulfill their 20% and eat in moderation and practice portion control with their off-plan food. So if they want to have a cheat meal, they have to portion it directly in relation to the rest of their week. Sometimes they go hog wild, and I'm okay with that. But it's really important that you keep in those calories in versus calories out. It's easier for a food addict to plan out their day and keep it consistent instead of just being sporadic with an off-plan day. So that's another reason why we set planned days to eat your non-gluten-free foods. Now, there are many gluten-free options out there for just about anything you can imagine. Brownies, cookies, cake, donuts. I buy all kinds of stuff. But my clients who have toddlers even approve of this method, and they can't tell the difference between the foods. They just gobble them up. A lot of people find gluten-free to be another fad diet, but with the amount of people I've used it on, I'm a firm believer for the type of client I work with, this is usually the best plan due to the carbon tolerance. Now, what kind of type of client do I typically target for this diet? I already told you. They're basically endomorphs with a little bit of mesomorph blend. If we can take the carbon tolerant endomorph and cut out simple carbohydrates, which is what most gluten is found in, it does recharge the metabolism. Even if gluten-free isn't for you, please note this last note and last paragraph on my blog. I'm going to say it here. I'm going to type it out. Very important. If going gluten free is not the only thing for you that truly matters when starting a nutritional program for weight loss, meaning you're mostly a mesomorph or an ectomorph, uh, it really comes down to calories in versus calories out. You must eat less than what you're burning to be successful. And I posted a link to visit how to get your caloric intake and how to calculate that as well. There's a blog that has links in it and walks you through the steps because I want all of you to be successful. I live to see people successful. Even if I'm not helping you, I want you to fucking rock and roll and slay your fucking day. You know what I'm saying? You're the baddest bitch on your block. So, with all that energy that I'm going to leave you with, thank you for watching. Please visit my blog at www.m2mhc.net. There's several up there already, and I'm going to keep posting them. Keep coming to my lives. Keep showing up. I'm going to keep showing up for you guys. All right, guys, have a great night. It's 7 o'clock. Time to put the computer down. Bye.